Dude, how awesome is Fran's hair? Doesn't really matter what happens today, he's a winner in my book. This is the final wager. Neil's back for round number 3. Let's see what's going on in Final Jeopardy. Neil's got a commanding lead, 16,200. The two challengers are just barely hanging on. Category, the internet. Now, unfortunately, Fran made a pretty crucial mistake on the last clue, guessing on a $2,000 question. And I'll show you why that was a big mistake in a little bit. So if Fran doubles up, he'll have 17,600, so that means Neil will need to bet at least 1,400 to cover this. Now, if Neil gets it wrong, he'll have 14,800, which means that Fran would have to wager at least 6,000. Looking at Heidi briefly, we'll see that she needs to wager at least 6,400. Now we look at Fran and Heidi. If Heidi doubles up, she'll have 16,800. So to cover this, Fran would need to wager at least 8,000. That's his new minimum wager. If Fran gets it wrong, he'll have no more than 800, which means that Heidi can wager no more than 7,600. Now let's see how the players did. Heidi got it wrong, wagered 8,000, leaving her with 400. This is a little bit too much. You'll see this is a bad idea in a second. Because Fran also got it wrong and wagered 8,200, leaving him at 600, meaning he was most likely going to take second place. If Heidi had just withheld a little bit, she would have been a little better off. Well, $1,000 better off anyway. Neil also missed it, wagered 1401, and will return tomorrow for his 4th appearance. Now I want to look at what would have happened had Fran not guessed on that last clue. So going into that last clue, $2,000 clue, he had 10,800. If he just stood pat and not answered, he gets it right, he doubles up, he's got 21,600. To match that, Neil would have to wager 5,400. If Neil then gets it wrong, he would have 10,800, which is already Fran's score. So that means that he would wager a maximum of 0, and we have one of those tie situations that I talked about in part 2. Now, would Neil have played this right? Would Fran have played this right? I guess the world will never know. It's just another rift in the twilight, in the final wager. See you next time.